सेव किया था ना?
मैं सिर्फ इसलिए गया था क्योंकि उसने मुझे कॉल किया, that's it. But listen तो.
Save it for someone else.
जिंदगी में सेव करना जरूरी है, मगर जब बात पैसों की हो, सिर्फ सेविंग से काम नहीं चलेगा। इक्विटी म्यूचुअल फंड्स में इन्वेस्ट कीजिए और अपने सेविंग्स को आगे बढ़ने का मौका दीजिए।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
The door was opened by an English butler called Terry, dressed in perfectly creased pinstripe trousers and a dark suit, a gesture of magnificent professional disdain for the sweltering Arabian sun. The manservant's costume didn't change to suit the set. The Emirates Hill mansion in Dubai set around a sprawling courtyard with a fountain at its center, the opulent apartment in London's South Kensington, the 5-bedroom, 150-foot yacht Rasta, its Art Deco interiors carved from teak. Ensconced in a lounge studded with art from across the Middle East, the new wife of Imran Khan glumly awaited her women-only women gathering. I groaned at the prospect of spending my afternoon with more silicon dolls, Riham Khan wrote. Baby, they are very important, the future Prime Minister of Pakistan remonstrated. Arif Naqvi funded 66% of my campaign in 2013 himself. Fighting extradition to the United States, where he now faces a 291-year sentence for financial fraud, that very Arif Naqvi finds himself at the center of a storm over his role in financing the rise of Imran Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party. Explosive allegations have surfaced that Naqvi made the payments on the instructions of former Inter-Services Intelligence Director General Lieutenant General Ahmad Shuja Pasha. Legal filings by United States prosecutors allege Naqvi falsified documentation to cover up losses and misappropriated at least $400 million from investors like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which were meant to finance healthcare for the poor in developing countries. A part of that money, new evidence suggests, was used for a military-led plot to overthrow Pakistan's political order. The story goes back to the summer of 2008 when Prime Minister Yusuf Raza Gilani's government moved to impose civilian control over the ISI. The move, aimed at deepening détente with India and pushing the ISI to act against anti-United States jihadists, backfired. Former CIA officer Bruce Riedel has said that the ISI undermined the civilian peace bid by staging 26/11 in Mumbai. Following the United States raid which led to the killing of Al-Qaeda's chief, Osama bin Laden, civilian-military relations in Pakistan deteriorated even further. The generals needed a trustworthy political partner. With a platform of seeking talks with Taliban jihadists, greater Islamization, and a hawkish position on Kashmir, Imran had just the right ideological credentials. Facing growing questions, Imran in public denied reports of ISI funding in 2012. The evidence was mounting up though. The military expert Frederick Graer has observed, launched a bloodless coup to help him in December 2012 by facilitating mass protests against the government. Imran's 2013 election bid failed, but the new government of Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif also found itself mired in conflict with the army. Fresh protests, again led by Imran Khan, paralyzed the government in 2014. New ISI chief Lieutenant General Zahirul Islam, Nawaz Sharif has publicly said, threatened to mount a coup unless the Prime Minister resigned to make way for Imran. Eventually, Lieutenant General Rizwan Akhtar was appointed chief of the ISI in 2014 in a bid to calm the tensions between the politicians and the army. The generals, though, nursed their unfinished business. Earlier this year, Naqvi submitted an affidavit to the Election Commission of Pakistan admitting that he raised a staggering $2.1 million for Imran Khan in 2013, just about the time as we saw that the generals were plotting the cricketer's rise. Election laws in Pakistan prohibit foreign donations to political parties, but Naqvi asserted he raised the money from Pakistani nationals. Wooten cricket his Cayman Islands registered company, which was used to pay the money, served only as, I quote, a convenient and traceable aggregator of funds. Last week, though, journalist and author Simon Clarke revealed that bank records showed $1.3 million paid to Imran's party in March 2013 actually came from Naqvi's Abraj Investment Management. Abraj later expensed that donation to the holding company through which it controls power supply firm Karachi Electric. Another $2 million, documents show, came to Wooten from United Arab Emirates Minister Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan. Imran Khan has admitted to receiving funds from Naqvi, but says they were routine political donations. There has been no explanation, though, of why the businessman and the sheikh would make these very large investments in someone who was then a relatively obscure politician. Last year, an investigation by Margot Gibbs and Melia Politzer revealed several key members of Imran's inner circle, including Minister Shaukat Tareen, Chaudhry Muniz Elahi, and Makhdoom Khusro Bakhtiar, held millions of dollars in offshore trusts and companies. Tariq Shafi, a leading PTI donor, was found to have $215 million in offshore accounts. For his part, General Pasha was appointed advisor to the UAE after his retirement in 2012. From 2016, he began working as a consultant for WAK Group. The company, owned by politician tycoon Waqar Ahmad Khan, is alleged to have profited from gas quotas awarded without open bidding. WAK was also held by British courts to have defaulted on loans to develop a 1.5-acre London property into a mansion with 21 bedrooms, a basement, a swimming pool, a cinema, a sauna, and an orangery. Educated at the Karachi Grammar School and the London School of Economics, Naqvi had leveraged his education to escape this toxic milieu where success depended on connections and corruption. In 1982, still in London, he married Faiza Chundrigar, a descendant of Ibrahim Ismail Chundrigar, a tycoon who briefly served as Pakistan's Prime Minister for 55 days back in 1957. Following a successful career at several major banks, Naqvi moved to the United Arab Emirates and set up Abraj. At its peak, Abraj held assets of over $13 billion across 6 continents. The Naqvis counted Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, Barack Obama and Bill Gates among their friends. They donated to top universities and to prestigious charities. Then, Naqvi bet big on building a swamp called Karachi Electric. Ever since the 1950s, Karachi's electric supply system had slowly disintegrated. While consumers disdained to pay their bills, governments underinvested in infrastructure. In 2005, the government offered Karachi Electric to Abraj for a token sum of $1. Finally, a Saudi-Kuwait consortium acquired 71% of Karachi Electric's shares. In 2008, on the back of Karachi-wide blackouts caused by industrial action, Naqvi was once again asked to take over. This time he agreed. Friends in Washington helped out, pushing through a $7.5 billion aid package that in theory would have helped power sector reform in Pakistan. Farooq Abbas, related through his wife to then President Asif Ali Zardari, was hired to lead Abraj in Pakistan. The president's privatization of Karachi Electric, though, ran into opposition from within his own party. In 2011, Abraj's decision to sack 4,300 workers led to violence allegedly instigated by powerful ruling party politicians. Likely, the unhappy experience with Zardari had something to do with Naqvi's support for Imran. Faced with a mountain of unpaid bills from government customers and a growing pile of debt to its own energy suppliers, Karachi Electric had begun to struggle. The solution seemed to emerge from President Xi Jinping. Shanghai Electric, one of China's biggest power companies, stepped in with a $1.7 billion offer to take Karachi Electric off Naqvi's hands. In the summer of 2016, Simon Clarke and Will Loosh have written in an authoritative book on the Abraj story, Naqvi drew up a $20 million contract with a middleman to gain Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's backing. The Prime Minister, though, was forced out of office by a Supreme Court judgment related to corruption the very next year. Imran Khan finally came to power in 2018, installed in office, scholar C. Christine Fair has recorded, by the army. Facing financial pressures because of investments gone bad, Naqvi desperately now needed the Karachi Electric sale to go through. Federal Investigation Agency Director General Bashir Mehman, though, stood in the way. Abraj owed state-owned gas companies in Pakistan 87 billion rupees. In response for demands for payment, Mehman later said, Karachi Electric threatened to shut down power to the city and use that to keep securing a reprieve. Imran ordered Mehman to close the case, but the FIA chief refused, leading to his unceremonious transfer. Talks to sell Karachi Electric, though, remained stalled among disputes over how much it is owed by the Pakistan government, the scale of its debt, and future power pricing. To help Naqvi, Imran also threw his weight behind plans to create a sovereign wealth fund, Sarmaya-e-Pakistan, which would control all the country's public sector assets. Abraj hoped for a major share in the trust's operations, in which its former employees were to have key roles. Forensic examination of Abraj's affairs, though, aborted Imran's efforts to bail Naqvi out. Naqvi was finally arrested at Heathrow Airport in London in early 2019. Like fugitive diamond merchant Nirav Modi, Naqvi is fighting extradition now on grounds of mental health. The two cases will likely be decided together. Even though Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and the ruling alliance of Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz and Pakistan People's Party have used the Naqvi revelations to assail Imran, no actual criminal investigation has so far been ordered. This week, the Election Commission of Pakistan determined that Imran had indeed received legally prohibited funds, but its investigation does not touch on the sources of that money and their motives. The hold of cronyism on Pakistan's politics is too deep and the generals involved too powerful for the full truth probably to ever be told. I'm Praveen Swami and I'm National Security Editor of The Print.